This is a lot harder than I thought. That's the first thing I said in the first episode of the Daisy Chain, and nothing is more true than how I feel right now. The solo episodes are so hard for me. I question so much. I'm really trying to get my point across and what I want to say, but I keep stumbling over my words and I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound like me, and I don't really and I keep writing the notes and then like kind of reading them, and I'm like, oh my god, I would find me boring. I wouldn't listen to this. So we're gonna try again. Welcome back to the Daisy Chain with me, Daisy Ogle. This is the place where every week someone who stood where you're standing passes down 4 pearls of wisdom to those of us still finding their way. And this week you got me, a lucky devils. This is the last episode of season 1, and I wanted to wrap it up. I mean, I'm trying to wrap it up, talking about how I feel after the first season, what I've learnt, what have I enjoyed, what am I taking into season 2, what have we built together. It's been a wild ride. I've had the best, most enriching conversations with incredible women. They've healed me in ways they probably don't realise. I started the season talking to you guys about a bunch of different feelings that I was going through, navigating adulthood, and I was getting really fed up with every time I would go online, I would leave feeling like I wasn't doing life right. I wasn't meditating or waking up at the right time or eating the right foods, or I hadn't written a book or started a business. Like every single thing I looked at, I thought, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing it right. I feel like I'm just on the wrong path all the time. That is how I felt then. And this is how I feel now. I still feel like that, by the way, a lot of the time. But through this experience, I've managed to balance things out a tad. At the beginning of the season, I shared how I lost my mum at 14 and lost my guide, my support, that person that was bringing me up and showing me how to live my life. And losing that guide was the first point at which I felt behind. Eventually I found I had to look for wisdom I was lacking in different places. And luckily I had amazing people around me, most importantly my mother's friends, who were amazing supports to me. I had my teachers, and then I had my friends' mothers, all these amazing people that took on this role to support me growing up. They didn't have platforms, they didn't have PhDs, they hadn't ran marathons, written books. They were just really inspiring people, and they were the inspiration for how I wanted to start. I wanted to start with those women and the conversations that I had growing up. I thought, well, if I feel shit all the time from social media, there must be other people out there that feel the same. And if I had this amazing resource growing up, maybe I can share it, and maybe there'll be more people out there like them that we can learn from. I wanted to share the experience of finding wisdom in unexpected places. Interestingly, from going through this experience, I also shared in the first episode how when I was getting married, I went a bit nuts, and I was consuming every wellness podcast, reading every productivity book. I wanted to look like the hottest version of myself for my wedding, which I know every single person goes through exactly the same thing, and it's so hard to navigate. But I went nuts with it, and I developed severe acne because I was not feeding myself correctly. My hair started falling out, and I realized that format of me listening to these wellness podcasts and reading these books in the hope that I would learn and then apply and resolve, I basically was doing the same thing in this situation without even realizing it. I was thinking, well, if I can learn from these people, I can learn the right attitudes, the right way of thinking, the correct way of doing this, and then I can apply it to my life, and then everything's good, and I won't have to experience any bad things, and I'll know that I'm on the right path and everything's perfect and I'm a good person. What I've come to learn now is not only is it just not possible for you to take someone's experience, their learning, and apply it to your life and you're safe. But also I've realized that it's doing myself a disservice because I'm then not allowing myself to learn my own pearls of wisdom. Everyone had their own individual thing to say because of their own experiences. And it's not a copy paste. It's not something that I can learn and then apply. But what we can do is take it as awareness and observe and be informed and understand what people have gone through and how they have come out even stronger and more wonderful, and be aware that that's how you can come out of situations. It was very clear from a lot of the stories we heard from the guests that it's not about fixing the problem, it's about witnessing it and allowing it to happen. And I feel like I've tried to translate that into my life now. And I want to keep doing it because I'm still a little bit confused. It came to life even more when I started hearing from other people. So when the episode had come out and people would say, oh God, I related so much to that person talking about parenting, or it's so nice to hear people talking about the boundaries they put in place to protect their family life. And what I realized with this space is that's what it is. Not offering someone every episode. We're offering a space for you to relate to something that you're going through and feel comfortable and reassured, and the ability to exhale and feel like, oh God, I'm not the only one. And that's enough. And the wave will settle and I can get through it. Something I really value now is when I lost my mother and I didn't have that kind of auto person I could reach out to and talk to about certain things, I had to go searching for it. I automatically felt left behind, and now I really value it, that ability to be able to speak to as many different people and get everyone's perspective and feel like, okay, I'll listen to that one. That's interesting what they've said. Don't really feel like that fits with me. Oh, that really works for me. And I've never really valued that until every episode was kind of reinforcing that for me. Every single person, I felt like I was listening to it intently and was gaining something and seeing if it fits. And it was all helping me come to my own conclusions. And I feel like it's the same, like we can all do that. We can all try on these different perspectives to understand, what works for us. What I'm trying to say is, I hope that through this season, you can see that you can learn from anyone. Anyone can teach you something, and you don't have to take on everything, but you can learn and you can listen from any single person. And that is what I want to keep building with the daisy chain. It doesn't matter their background, what they've done, what are their credentials, what are their achievements. None of that matters. Every single person offers their own perspective from their own experiences, and not everyone's experience is going to work for you. I feel like we've been sold this narrow definition of who is worth listening to. We give platforms to the people that have achieved so much, and we're bypassing so many people that maybe they don't want to do any of that stuff, but they're equally as important to listen to, and they can fill up your cup in so many ways that maybe that person that sold their business in 20 days for 40 billion, that's obviously so unrealistic, can't do. This became even more apparent to me with the last episode with Sue, which was one of my favourite episodes of the season. She has brought up 3 amazing boys pretty much on her own. She lives with her Auntie Joyce, who's in her 90s. She looks after all of her grandchildren. She's had many different jobs. She was a hairdresser, she was a cleaner, she worked in school for many, many years. And her poise and intelligence and wisdom and everything that she embodied, I thought, that's who I want to be like. That's the kind of person that I want to become. And it's crazy that had I not spoken to Sue, what a shame that just because what gets engagement on social platforms is accolades and achievements, that people won't find her. And I feel even more determined now to give a platform to as many different people of different backgrounds as possible. And the person that sold your business for 40 billion, you're very welcome on here too. But the point is the variety. The point is everyone is welcome. Everyone has something that they can share about what they've learned, the experiences that they've been through, and we can all learn from everyone. I feel like wisdom is kind of treated like inheritance, passed down through families, the right support network, the right people. And if you're not born into that, you're automatically behind. And I don't subscribe to that anymore. And that's why the chain exists. There's no top, there's no bottom, there's no hierarchy. It just connects. Everyone connects together. Only links. Wisdom here moves between people, not up and down. My mother's friends weren't above me. They were just further along the path than I was. This show is not going to solve us. We don't need to be fixed. We already know what we're doing. We know how to help ourselves. It's not about that. It's about being in company and translating their experiences back to us to feel like I'm not confused. My favorite part of every episode was talking to the guests about the wisdom that found them, the culture and the books, the movies, the films, the art that has supported and helped them in a time of need. It really proved to me that culture is a compass for all of us, and it can come to us at different times in our life, and it can speak to us in different ways, and it's made me consume things differently and look at things that previously I probably would have turned my nose up to and think, actually, maybe I'll feel differently about it now and I can try it on at a different stage in life. I really want to go deeper into this with season 2. More voices, more variety, more unexpected places where wisdom turns out to have been waiting, because it doesn't belong to one kind of life. If you found your way to the show, you're already very good at finding guidance and wisdom in unexpected places. You know what you're doing. And I'm so grateful that you joined me every week and listened to those amazing, incredible, intelligent, beautiful, wise women. And I hope that each of them have fed you in a different way and have supported you, or you've just enjoyed and taken a bit of comfort in listening to these guests each week. As I've said many times before, you don't have to have anything to be here. You just have to be willing to share something. The Daisy Chain doesn't care about your CV. It just cares what you've learnt and what you're willing to pass down. We started something this season, not a podcast, but a way of moving through the world. A practice of staying open to wisdom from wherever it arrives. I'm so excited to get into season 2, to find more people, offer more variety, as many different voices as I can possibly offer through this show, and to keep building the chain for you. I'm so grateful for your support. Thank you so much for being here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're not as lost as you think. You know exactly what you're doing. You are on the right path. I'm on the right path. We're actually killing it, guys. It's very impressive. We've built something here. Now let's see where it goes. You are always, always welcome to the chain. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Daisy Chain. Before you go, if this conversation gave you something today, the kindest thing you can do is to share it with one person who needs to hear it. Just one. That's how the chain grows. If you're not already following the show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, please do. It's the simplest way to support the show and to make sure your 3 p.m. is always ready for you. A review also means a lot to me, even just a line. It really helps people find their way here. I'll be back next Thursday at 3 p.m. and until then, you're not as lost as you think. Thank you so much for being a part of the chain.